For beautiful eyes, look for the good in others. For beautiful lips, speak only words of kindness. And for poise, walk with the knowledge that you are never alone. Audrey Hepburn. That's one of her most favorite quotes that a lot of people use just to describe who she is as a person. I use a lot of sources for this speech, and the three main points that I'm going to talk about are her childhood, her career, and her humanitarian work that she did once she retired. Another quote from her is, "I'm half Irish, half Dutch, and I was born in Belgium. If I was a dog, I'd be in a hell of a mess." To start off with her childhood, she was born in the middle of World War II in Belgium, and so when the Nazis attacked and took over, she and her mom literally had to scrounge for food. She would go steal food from dumpsters and from marketplaces, and that was in part that helped create what people thought was her eating disorder, but really she was just malnourished. And that kind of played with the fact that she was a ballerina. She studied ballet for several years, and during all the war stuff, she was still able to maintain her schoolwork and her ballet practice. Another quote that she had about her childhood was, "I decided very early on just to accept life unconditionally. I never expected to do anything special for me, yet I seemed to accomplish far more than I'd ever hoped. Most of the time it has happened to me without my ever seeking it." One of the second points I'm going to say is about her being a world-renowned actress. She was in many films, all that won awards, and my favorite of them is Breakfast at Tiffany's. Another quote that she had is, "Everything I learned from the movies." In 1948, she had her debut in a musical in London in High Button Shoes. And in 1951, she made her film debut in One Wild Oat. And at the age of 22, she went off to New York City by herself and starred in Gigi, which is probably one of her most well-known roles that she played. And only a few weeks after the play premiered, news reports indicated that she was being wooed by Hollywood. 2 years after her Gigi debut, she made another statement in Hollywood by being Roman Holiday with Gregory Peck. And she played a princess who went away from her royal duties for a day and just lived a commoner's life. And after Roman Holiday, she returned to Broadway for a play called Ondine, where she met Mel Ferrer, which was her first husband, and she had 2 sons with him. So they ended up getting married after the film broke, and then in 1954, she won a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play for her role in that play. She said, "I never think of myself as an icon. What is in other people's minds is not in my mind. I just do my thing." The third point I'm going to say is her huge heart that she had for helping people, which really speaks out to me because I love anyone that is able to just not be selfish and go out and help anyone all over the world. And it's just really good for someone to do that, especially when she didn't even take all the Hollywood stuff to her head. She also said that as you grow older, you will discover that you have 2 hands, one for helping yourself and the other for helping others. In the late 1980s, she became a Goodwill ambassador for UNICEF, which is kind of what Angelina Jolie and a bunch of other actresses and actors do today. She said, "I was born with an enormous need for affection and a terrible need to give it," which explains why she always put others first and herself second. When she was a Goodwill ambassador, she traveled the world to help spread the word to get more people involved in it and to teach them about how they could get connected with the children, and she felt deeply in touch with them because of her own suffering that she had. Another quote is, "Remember, if you ever need a helping hand, it's at the end of your arm. As you get older, remember you have another hand. The first is to help yourself, the second is to help others." and she actually won a Special Academy Award for humanitarian work, but she died of colon cancer before she could receive it in 1993. So that's kind of a bummer, but they still acknowledged her, and everyone still completely agrees that she was a great person. It's that wonderful old-fashioned idea that others come first and you come second. This is the whole ethic by which I was brought up. Others matter more than you do, so don't fuss, you. Get on with it. If you were to ask me if I can be any famous person, I would definitely have to say Audrey Hepburn, because she did everything that I admire in a person. She helped others. She didn't grow up in a picture-perfect world, but she was able to make her career into a lifelong activity with other people.